Hello everyone. In previous session we have seen an overview on what is data types and what are different categories of data types, primitive data types and non-primitive data types. So in this session we are going to learn about what is this primitive data types, how to declare these data types, how do you use that, and what is the range of values that it stores for each data type. We are going to see in practical about all these data types now. Okay, let's switch to Eclipse. So let me create one more package here. I'll call it as primitive data types. Okay, I'm going to create a class. I'll call it as data types. Let me create a main method. Let's see one by one. First, let's see Boolean. Okay, so if you want to declare a Boolean variable, you have to declare with a keyword called Boolean. So I'll call it as blue Boolean check. Okay, and if I want to initialize this, you can initialize with true or false. Okay, so this boolean is a keyword here, and what values it accepts, I'll just mention it here. Accepts true or false only. These are the keywords which you need to specify as it is. Just better to have it is small. Okay, now let me declare it, initialize it. This is called an initialization. That means initially you are declaring a value. Okay, now let me print it. So I'll call it as check value is check. Okay, let me print this value and see what it does. So what is the value? True, right? Let me declare it as false. Let me print it. Yes, it printed. So if you observe here in Eclipse, Boolean is a keyword. That's the reason it is highlighted with a color, this color. And even if false, you see it is highlighted with a respective color. That means it's a keyword. Okay. Now if I try to insert any other value, I'll call it as knowledge. See, is it accepting? No. And even if I take this double quotes, it gives you error. Even if you give double quotes, it's not taking because it's not a character. Okay, so the only values that is accepted in boolean is true or false. Only these two values will be accepted, because this boolean is used in different cases, as I said you in previous session. If you can reiterate that I accept agreement, or if you want to click a checkbox at the registration form at the bottom, these validations are done using a variable of boolean, because only this stores true or false, then only you can do some validations in your application. Okay, now let's switch to next data type, that is char. Okay, let me declare it as char. Okay, and I'll call it as initial, my initial or some initial, or let's say it as grade is equal to, I'll call it as A. Okay, so okay, let me give it, you should specify this char with a single quote and not a double quote. Remember that thing. Okay, now my grade is, let me print this grade. See, it it says my grade is A. Okay, so here if you observe, what is the size of character that we said? 2 bytes. Okay, and it should have some specific range, right? It should always have some specific range of acceptance. For example, Boolean accepted only just true or false, right? So here also in this character, it accepts only 2 bytes, that is 16 bytes, and also you have some ASCII values also. I'll show you what is this ASCII value means. Okay, for example, let's say char a is equal to 65. Okay, see, is 65 a character? No, but still it is accepting a number. Okay, now let me print this A and see what I get. I'll say this ASCII value is. So we will see what is this ASCII value. See, you can see A. Okay, and I'll change it to 66 and I'll run it again. You can see B. So if you want to know what is ASCII values, just type ASCII values to numbers. So you can see here, you can see different ASCII values. 0 to 31 control characters, 32 space. So for numbers uppercase, it starts from 65 and it ends with 90. Okay, for smaller case it starts with 97 and it ends with Z. So one of the trick, okay, for example, I'll tell you one more thing. So let me go to notepad and okay, I want to type A here in Notepad. This is a small trick. If without typing characters in a keyboard, if you want to type A, just hold the Alt key and type 65 in the Notepad. You will get A. So that's the ASCII values. Okay. So that's about character. Let's jump to next one. Next one is byte. Okay. So let me take a byte. So byte I'll declare as some X. Okay, so declaration is done. Let me show you what range it will accept. It accepts from minus 128 to 127. Okay, let me try to store a value. I'll say it as X is equal to 126. Okay, and let me print this value. Byte value is, I'll call it as X. Let me print this. See 126. Let me store 125, run it again 127. Let me this time type 128 and then run it. See what you got? Unresolved compilation problem. You can see here itself it's not accepting 128. But if I type 127, it accepts. See, and 120. Let's try with negative values. Let me give minus 127. It is accepting. Let me give minus 128. It is accepting. Let me give minus 129. Sorry. See, again it throwed an error. Okay, that's the range. It accepts only minus 128 to minus 127. Okay, so I'll just leave it as 127. Now let me print this. Let me run it now. See, it printed 127. Okay, if I give 128, it prints 128. Okay, I'll put the range here so that when you use this program, you will get to know. So if you want to comment, just give slash slash. If you want to comment multiple lines, just select those multiple lines and control shift slash. Okay, I'll write it here. Comment multiple lines, control plus shift plus slash. Okay, so that's about byte. Okay, now let's jump to next data type. What is our next data type? Our next data type is short. Okay, let me take short. I'll call it as y is equal to, let me see the range. You have minus 32,768 to 32,767. Let me take this number, give it here. So you should not have any spaces. So if you see here, it's accepting the number. Now let me try to print it. I'll call it as short value is, and my value is y. So let me print it. Yeah, I got 32767. Let me try to give 32768. You can see immediately it's not allowing at all. Okay, in the same case, minus 32,768. Let's try a negative value also and remove the commas. So it's accepting. Let me run it. Yeah, I got the value. Let me give 9 now. 32769, it's not accepting. So you have to provide the values within the range. Okay, so let me copy the range here so that done. So now let's see the next data type. What is our next data type? Integer. So this is the mostly used variable for storing different data like mobile numbers or anything. So let me age or something like that. You can take any example. I'll give it as z is equal to, let us see whether it accepts the range. So let me see, it's very big number, right? So I think you will never be storing this kind of numbers in your life. Okay, now let me print this. Integer value is. So let me see 241. Let me increase one number and see whether it is accepting or not. See, it's not accepting. Okay, even negative values also it's same. Let me store it. Let me give minus. Yeah, it's accepting, right? So this is how you need to store. You should not provide any double quotes or single quotes when you are storing numbers for bytes or for short, for integer, for double. You should not be storing any values, right? You should not be giving any double quotes. Okay, now let's jump to next data type. Our next data type is long. Okay, let's see. Long, let me declare it as L is equal to 1 to 3. It accepts small numbers as well. Let me print it. L long value is, see, let me give double semicolon 1 to 3, right? Let us see the range and let's give, this is very huge number. I have never used it in my life. Let me see this. So now you can imagine the capability of Java, how it stores our data in huge numbers. So what if you want to store bank accounts? Let me check it. Let me replace commas with, see, you have to specify L at the end. Now let me print a value. See, it printed. So let me increase one more. See, it printed. So 807 is the, it's 807. I missed the number here. So let me give 807. Let me print it. Let me give 808. See, it's throwing error. So it accepts only this range. And if you give L, then only it knows that you are storing a long variable. Okay. Don't forget to specify L at the end when you are specifying a long data type. Right. So let me paste the range here so that you will be aware of it when you run your program. Okay, now let's move to float. So generally, if you want to store any percentage values with exact decimal points, in that case, those applications will be using float or double based on the number of decimal points. So let's see the float how it accepts. Let's take one example. Float percentage. I'll say PARC is equal to 50.67. Okay, I'll specify F. Remember, for long and for float, always a best practice is to give F so that it knows that it's a float. Okay, let me print this. See, float value is, let me bring the console to the left side. Okay, so now let me give, and let me print it. See how many it took? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, it automatically picks up your value and then it tries to print. Okay, now let's switch to next data type, that is double. It accepts 8 bytes. Now let me store it. Double, again percentage underscore 1. I'll specify percentage underscore 1. 50.69. Let me print it. Double value is percentage underscore 1. See, I got 50.69. Okay, let me specify D and let me give some more characters and check. See, it did not take everything, but it will generally summarize. Okay, let's see how many. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. Okay, it accepts 14 character, 14 decimal points. Okay, that way you can declare your variables, data types as per your purpose, and then you can run your programs. Okay, it's always better to choose correct data type, because this is, in a long term, you should save your memory saving is the main purpose of these data types. You should not waste your memory. If you're it's occupying 5 bytes, then you have to declare only 5 bytes which is applicable as per the data type. So that way you have to choose your data types and then proceed for the programming. These data types are very important, and among all these data types, string is also a very important data type that comes under non-primitive data types, arrays and all those. So let me show you some sample example. So here, what is the difference between character and string? Character, you have stored one character and you have given a single quote, right? Now let me declare a string, and I'll say a name is equal to, I'll say knowledge share. Okay, so it accepting a double quotes, right? I'll print as name is name. Let me run this. See, it printed. Let me give double quotes and try. See, is it accepting double quotes? No. Why? Because that's a string and this is a character, right? Now, if I give it as char, then it accepts double quotes. Sorry, it does not accept double quotes with with a long string. It accepts only single string. So, one second, sorry. Okay, see, just now run this code, it's printing. Okay, that's the difference between string and a variable. Okay, you have to be familiar with these things because it defines you how you store your data, right? The organizing of your data and data types is very important in Java language, right? So just do a random level of practices that you want to do with these data types and store some values, do some exercises so that you will be familiar with your data types. So mainly integer, float, double, and string and char are more important, and boolean as well. So remember all these might be some interview questions. They will ask you if you attend as a fresher, what is the size of integer, what is the size of float and all. And I'll be pasting all these data ranges. Of course, this is not much required language, but you just need to know about this. Okay, how many bytes it occupies, this is very important. If you want to know uh, what is this data types, you can watch my previous session. I have given a clear overview on what is this data types and some basic knowledge on that to proceed with the practical things, right? Okay, so that's all for now, and in the next session we will be seeing about strings concept, why it is used, how it is widely used in programming, and we will see some of the wide ranges of applications using strings. Okay, thank you and have a nice day.